talk about the unity and identity of a Nigerian. What makes you a Nigerian? If somebody asks me as an Igbo person, what do I have in common with a Sokoto man that does not speak English, that's a Muslim, and that has never been to any other part apart from Sokoto? What can we say we have a shared identity in? You see, the way we've structured Nigeria, our identity and our unity is based on a fake premise. What do I mean by that? The people that colonized us didn't even colonize us the way we are holding ourselves. The British actually gave us a federation of states, meaning the regions were stronger and the center was weak. So we had three federal civil service. A federal civil service in the north that is entirely different from the federal civil service in the south, and that was different from the federal civil service in the east. So when we had these three major regions, or west, sorry, when we had these three major regions, we're actually operating three separate governments, and we're trying to see how we can work together at the center. So majority of the regions, majority of the funds developed from the regions were kept within the regions. It's when we started ruling ourselves, I was very surprised when I found this out in one of Jubella's video, that Aguiyi Ironsi was the president that dissolved the regions just before the Civil War. Yakubu Gowon tried to bring these regions back together and to create regions, but still he divided the countries into smaller states, so already they were not functional. From that period up until 1999, when we have our constitution, we've dissolved ourselves into states pretending to be regions, but we are all controlled from one central point. So the whole of Nigeria as a whole is held under captive by our constitution and the system of government we are running. Because we are supposed to be able to rule ourselves properly, but all we can do now is to manage what our governors, the powers our governors can get. Recently, for the past 60 years, states were not allowed to generate their own electricity. Can you imagine that? The law was just passed recently for states to generate their own electricity. States are not allowed to protect themselves. Right now, we are on the verge of security collapse and tribal war because a certain tribe, like the Fulani terrorist herdsmen, are killing certain groups of other tribes, both the Hausas, both the Tiv, I don't know the whole tribes in the Middle West, in the North Central zone. But, we're already at the brink of tearing ourselves apart with the amount of violence based on the fact that the regions are weak and the center is strong. And so people are thinking, there is no president in this country that can change this country because we don't even have a united identity. If you are outside the South, will not feel that you are their president. If you are from the South, the Northerners will not feel that you are their president. And as long as we don't rework our identity, as long as we don't restructure the country properly, we won't have a country. We will just be pretending under this fast. For me, I think what will work is this. We should go back to the era of regions where we have stronger regions. Even if we can't have it as stronger regions, we should have stronger states. States should, most of the things under the exclusive list in our Nigerian constitution should be given to states. Apart from overall security and war with another country, everything about security, everything about development, highway, roads, light, infrastructure should be given to the states. And states should be allowed to keep majority of what they generate in their states and give the center a percentage of it, and not the center carrying everything and giving to the state a percentage of what they keep from center, because that will not work. So I think right now, the way we've structured our unity in Nigeria is not beneficial to the ordinary Nigerian. It's creating a lot of disservice to the country because Nigerian cannot even identify or associate with it. Me as a Nigerian, as an Igbo man, I will first identify with my state before I identify with my country. And in my state, I have a lot of things to identify with that will make me maybe somebody from Enugu State, based on culture, based on values, and the rest of them. But when I come to Nigeria, there is nothing really I can identify with that makes me a Nigerian. If you know, you can let me know. But there is nothing really I can identify with that makes me a full-fledged Nigerian. I wish we'll start to discuss these things, look into exactly how we can restructure this country to work for us. And hopefully, we can have a country. Finally, it's important to say that Nigeria does not even have one single legal system. I'll give you an example. There might be things I'm doing in Enugu that is not a crime. If I go to Katsina, I'm going to be arrested for it. I might even be jailed for it. You can hold a woman's hand and then go and walk around the street and, feel free. You can't do that in Casino. So already we don't have the same legal system. We don't even, there are so many things that we cannot express to the fundamental unity of Nigeria. But we can still coexist if we have an agreement between ourselves exactly on how to coexist. But what we have now, for me, I feel what we have now is just a militarized government that's conducting election every 4 years. I think I'm talking too much. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.